Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Before I begin, don't forget to join my Discord server called Luca10's Hangar. I plan on joining weekly, so if anybody wants to fly together, we can make that happen. My Discord server is linked down in the description below. Today I'll be flying the VB.10-02. The VB-10 is a French interceptor developed by the company that I won't even try to pronounce. The VB-10-02 is powered by two Hispano Suiza 12 ZAR 16 engines, and had an armament of 6 50 caliber machine guns and 4 20mm Hispanos. The aircraft was designed in 1937 but didn't fly until after World War II. In 1937, the Arsenal Government Aircraft Factory was given the task of developing a unique twin-engine fighter interceptor made out of wood, with power plants situated fore and aft the cockpit and driving a contra-rotating air screw. This design became known as the VG-10, but both it and the improved VG-20 design were abandoned in favor of a reworking of the design utilizing an all-metal construction. The design for the new aircraft was finalized in early 1940, and an order for production models was authorized. But with the German invasion of Western Europe in May of 1940 and the rapid French surrender, the program languished until 1942. In that year, the Vichy French regime allowed the project to restart, but progress was slow. With the project taken over by the new French government after the libertation, a prototype was finally completed and flown for the first time in July of 1945, nearly 2 months after the conclusion of hostilities in the European theater of operations. The two prototypes of the VB-10 were built to different configurations, with the manufacturer of the second test aircraft benefiting from operational experience gained during the war. The first prototype VB-10-01 was unarmed, and the cockpit design blended into the rear fuselage, which obstructed vision to the rear. The airframe was equipped with two 860 horsepower V12 piston engines powering a contra-rotating propeller assembly, with the rear engine driving the front air screw, and the front engine powering the rear propeller. Prototype VB-10-02 introduced many improvements in the basic design, with more powerful engines providing 1,150 horsepower each and a new bubble canopy similar to that on later Allied fighters. Despite some advantages over early jet designs in the sphere of reliability and having performance figures that rivaled some early jet aircraft of the post-war era, the new jet fighters sounded the death knell for many fine designs of propeller-driven fighters. That's all for the history lesson. I hope you enjoy the combat. Right now I'm just trying to climb as high as I can so I can boom and zoom some people. This aircraft gets an air spawn, which is pretty nice. It doesn't maneuver that great, but its climb rate's alright. For some of the flaws that it has, I think that it makes up for it with the firepower. If you hit the enemy in the right spot, you'll definitely be able to kill him with just one burst. Right now I'm climbing up to this B-17, but unfortunately he starts to turn away and I really don't want to be behind him. I've learned the hard way many times. Now I'm looking for a new target and this PBM's looking like a nice one. But then of course, as I'm rapidly gaining on him, he unfortunately dies. That's fine though, because I see a couple fighters out in front of me and I'm above them. I definitely want to stay above them. I'm looking at trying to take out this P-51. I'm going for the P-51 first because I know that he's behind the Ki-61. If I were to go for the Ki-61, I know that the P-51 would be behind me. My point is to think ahead. I kill my power to not gain as much airspeed in the dive. This P-51's really oblivious right now. I fire at him there and take him out. And then immediately after they kill him, I'm going to climb back up to altitude and I'm always going to be looking around me, being aware of all my surroundings. As I'm looking around me, I see that this P-51's off my right wing. He seems to be flying straight and level, so I'm just going to keep climbing to stay above him. Now I see that the enemy P-51's diving down to my allies. I'm going to dive down to help out my allies. And before I dive, I'm always going to be looking around me, being aware of all my surroundings. Now all I have to do here is just stay behind this P-51. I fire at him there, get severe damage, and I take him out. And then once again, immediately after the kill, I'm going to climb back up to altitude. I'm always going to be looking around me, being aware of all my surroundings. As I'm flying out to the enemy airfield, I see that this B-17's all alone. I'm in front and above him, which makes him the perfect target for me. At the very least, I want to be able to stay above the B-17. I don't want to meet his back gunners. I'm in a great spot here. I fire at him there. Get severe damage and rip his wing off. I know he's going down. And then immediately after the kill, I'm going to climb back up to altitude and I'm always going to be looking around me, being aware of all my surroundings. Right now I'm flying over the close enemy airfield with no artillery to try to find the last guy. Thankfully somebody popped the blind hunt and there's the last enemy. All I have to do here is just stay above the enemy and boom and zoom him. He tries to go head on with me. I fire at him there. Hit him, and then just climb back up to altitude because I know if he keeps following me, he's just going to stall. He starts to dive back down. All I have to do here is just stay behind him and boom and zoom him. Fire at him there. Hit him. He starts turning in towards me. I fire at him there again, and then I kill him. Just like that, we win the game. Thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my video. If anybody has any suggestions on what aircraft they want me to fly next, please leave in the comment section down below, and I'd be happy to fly that aircraft.